The old Blackwood Manor loomed over the town. It stood on a hill overlooking the houses below. Locals whispered tales about the mansion. It was a place of shadows and secrets. The mansion had been empty for decades. No one dared to live within its walls. The windows were dark, like empty eyes, the paint peeled, a reminder of the years gone by. The Blackwood Manor was a haunting reminder of a forgotten era. The townsfolk avoided the manor. Children were warned never to go near it. Some claimed to see lights flickering in the windows at night. Others heard faint music echoing from within. The stories were endless. The fear was palpable. The Blackwood Manor was more than just an abandoned house. It was a monument to fear itself. It stood as a testament to the stories we tell ourselves and the secrets they hold. The story of Eliza Blackwood was a tragic one. She was the young bride of the mansion's owner, William Blackwood. Eliza was known for her beauty and kindness. Her laughter once filled the halls of the manor, but her happiness was short-lived. One stormy night, Eliza met an untimely end. She fell from the grand staircase. Her neck snapped upon impact. Some whispered of foul play. Others believed it was a terrible accident. The truth was lost to time. After Eliza's death, William Blackwood disappeared. He left the mansion and was never seen again. Some say he couldn't bear the guilt. Others believed he was driven mad by grief. His disappearance only deepened the mystery surrounding Eliza's demise. Eliza's spirit, however, remained trapped within the mansion's walls. She was said to roam the halls at night, a forlorn figure searching for something she could never find. Her mournful cries echoed through the empty rooms, a constant reminder of her tragic fate. One night, a group of friends gathered near the mansion. They were young and restless, drawn to the mysteries that Blackwood Manor held. The night was dark, illuminated only by flashes of lightning. The wind howled like a mournful beast. It was the perfect night for a dare. There was Liam, the bold leader of the group, Emily, the skeptic trying to mask her fear, Ben, the quiet one, always observing, and Sarah, the compassionate soul drawn to the sadness of the mansion. They had heard the stories, they knew the risks, but tonight curiosity outweighed their fear. Liam, ever the daredevil, suggested they explore the mansion. Just a quick peek inside, he urged. Emily hesitated, her logical mind battling her sense of adventure. Ben simply nodded, his eyes fixed on the mansion's imposing structure. Sarah, however, felt a shiver run down her spine. She sensed a presence, a feeling that they were not alone. Despite their apprehension, the group agreed. They stepped towards the mansion, their breath catching in their throats. The iron gates creaked open as if warning them to turn back. They ignored the warning, their hearts pounding with a mixture of fear and excitement. They were about to face the unknown. The front door swung open with a groan. It was as if the mansion itself was inhaling them, drawing them into its depths. The air inside was stale and heavy. The scent of decay lingered in every corner. Dust covered every surface, undisturbed for decades. The friends stepped inside, their eyes struggling to adjust to the darkness. The only light came from the moonbeams that pierced through the grimy windows. They could hear the wind whistling through the broken panes, creating eerie melodies. Each gust seemed to whisper their names. Liam pulled out his phone, using its flashlight to illuminate their path. They moved cautiously, their footsteps echoing in the silence. Every creak of the floorboards, every rustle of the wind against the boarded-up windows sent shivers down their spines. The mansion felt alive. It breathed around them, a presence they could almost touch. They wandered through the darkened halls, each room seemingly frozen in time, furniture draped in white sheets, cobwebs decorating the chandeliers, portraits on the walls staring down at them with judging eyes. It was a glimpse into a forgotten world, a world where time had stood still. As they ventured deeper into the mansion, the atmosphere grew heavy. The temperature dropped, sending chills down their spines. Sarah felt a presence following them, watching their every move. She could hear the soft rustle of fabric, like a silk dress brushing against the floor, though no one was near. In the grand ballroom, they encountered something truly unsettling. The remnants of a party lay scattered around them. Confetti littered the floor, faded and dusty. Chairs lay overturned as if knocked over in haste. A single flickering candle cast long, dancing shadows on the walls, creating the illusion of movement. Suddenly, the candle extinguished, plunging them into darkness. A cold wind swept through the room, swirling around them, carrying with it a whisper of sound. A woman's sorrowful cry, faint and fleeting, yet filled with a depth of despair that sent shivers down their spines. Terror gripped their hearts. Liam fumbled for his phone, his hands shaking as he tried to turn on the flashlight. Emily gasped, her hand flying to her mouth to stifle a scream. Ben stood frozen, his eyes wide with fear, scanning the darkness for the source of the sound. Sarah, however, felt a pang of sadness. She knew who was with them. She could feel Eliza's presence, her sorrow palpable in the air. And driven by a mix of fear and morbid curiosity, the friends pressed on. They reached the grand staircase, its once gleaming mahogany, now dull and covered in a thick layer of dust. The air felt particularly heavy here, charged with an unseen energy. It was at this spot, legend had it, that Eliza Blackwood had met her tragic end. Sarah, her heart pounding in her chest, felt drawn to a particular spot on the staircase. She ran her hand along the smooth, worn wood of the banister, her fingers brushing against something small and cold. It was a locket, heart-shaped and made of tarnished silver. She picked it up, its coldness sending a shiver down her spine. As she brushed away the dust, a single word engraved on its surface became visible: Eliza. It was at that moment, holding the locket in her hand, that Sarah felt a shift in the atmosphere. The air, once thick with sorrow, felt lighter, almost peaceful. She opened the locket, revealing a miniature portrait of a beautiful young woman with kind eyes and a gentle smile. It was Eliza Blackwood, trapped for eternity within the confines of the locket. Sarah knew in her heart that this was the key to setting Eliza's spirit free. Holding the locket tightly in her hand, Sarah addressed the unseen presence. "Eliza," she whispered, her voice echoing in the silence of the mansion, "we know you're here. We feel your sorrow. We want to help you find peace." As if in response to her words, a soft, warm light began to emanate from the locket. The light grew in intensity, filling the darkness around them, chasing away the shadows that had clung to the mansion for so long. In the center of the light, Sarah could make out a figure. It was Eliza, her ethereal form shimmering like moonlight on water. Eliza's expression was no longer filled with sorrow or pain. Instead, a look of peace and gratitude shone from her eyes. She reached out a translucent hand, her touch sending a wave of warmth through Sarah, then, slowly, as if fading into a dream, Eliza's form began to dissipate. The light surrounding her grew brighter, consuming the darkness, until finally, with a soft sigh, she was gone. Silence descended upon the mansion once more. But this time it was a peaceful silence. The oppressive weight that had hung in the air was gone, replaced by a sense of tranquility. Eliza was finally at peace. Shaken but relieved, the friends made their way out of the Blackwood Manor. The storm had passed, leaving behind a sky glittering with stars. They emerged into the cool night air, the mansion looming behind them, no longer a menacing presence, but a solemn reminder of a life tragically cut short. As they walked back towards town, they couldn't shake the feeling that they had been forever changed by their experience. They had faced their fears and witnessed something truly extraordinary. The story of Eliza Blackwood, once a tale whispered in hushed tones, had become real to them. The Blackwood Manor remained abandoned, but the stories about it changed. It was no longer a place to be feared, but a place where a young woman found peace after decades of restless wandering. The legend of Eliza Blackwood lived on, passed down through generations, a reminder that even in darkness, there is always hope for redemption. Sarah kept the locket, a tangible reminder of her encounter with Eliza. She often found herself drawn back to the Blackwood Manor, standing outside its gates, remembering the night she helped a lost soul find peace. She never forgot Eliza's story, the sadness, the fear, and ultimately the overwhelming relief of her release. She shared Eliza's story, not as a spooky tale, but as a reminder that sometimes the greatest act of courage is showing compassion, even to those who have passed beyond the veil, and sometimes the most haunted places are not filled with evil, but with sorrow, longing for resolution.